tu sentinella si Cristo. For today's title, December 14th, The Fear of God. And the fear of the Lord leads to life, that the one resists content and not untouched by trouble. Since I was a little girl, I've always been what people call me, a scaredy cat, or a spider roller, or a roller coaster, it's a dark, you name it. I was terrified of it. And one day when I was 7 years old, I grew a fear that God hadn't been all in the afternoon. And as my mom finally got sick, and the attitude of my mom flew to slip words, bad, God, and fire, that caught my attention. The night I prayed, the sins didn't until years later, that I came to realization that God doesn't want us to be scared of him and do whatever just to escape punishment. Of course, that leads us to the question, why does Proverbs say it's a good thing to fear the Lord? Some people assume the word fear is defined as an unpleasant feeling in the presence of a danger, but they use the verse to support their claims and God's cruelty of unfairness to take it to the other far opposite direction, where the speeches of the hellfire and God's wrath try to scare people into salvation. I disagree with points of the Hebrew that word the fear that in the passage, which is yavar, that which can be used to translate it as reverence or pity. It reminds me of Abraham and the patriarch that followed God out on awe and adoration, that he was scared he'd fry him if he didn't. Abraham had suffered the struggles that come with a human being, and that if he made mistakes, the Lord would abandon him. What an example for us. Thanks for listening.